Welcome on back to Baseless Claims, our bi-weekly casual talk fest where we talk about things and stories that have happened in our real lives. If you feel like contributing to the show, go ahead and leave us a comment down below or wherever you may be viewing or listening to this. And without further ado, my name is Tay.
I am Tori.
I'm Taiwa. Hello,
God.
Mr. Tori.
17 seconds.
Do you like me?
No, I did. I liked the old Tyler. Hashtag bring back the old Tyler. Hashtag
Tori
MeUndies, you up?
Oh, hey, Betty White didn't die. High five.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry,
You're
Tyler.
never going to take her from us.
Maybe next year.
You're never going to take us from her.
There's always next year.
So yeah, now we don't look like complete another shitbags for releasing that episode.
Which is good, because
Very
we didn't
good.
have a backup episode.
Nope.
So that would have been...
However, we
Come on. We still could have released it.
Tyler, you're a sick human being.
What? It's content, baby. That's the business.
Do you have
Look,
no
do you wanna
concern
make it-
for the human cost of things?
Good luck. Shane Dawson might make a documentary on you.
Boom.
Sociopath? Oh my God. I didn't even know what that was. Oh my God. He totally could be. He drives really fast. Oh my God, Jake Paul's
So
a
anyway,
sociopath.
we didn't get a sponsorship from MeUndies yet. But
Yet.
that is the very, very key word to this is yet. So MeUndies, if you're watching or just give us DM.
Anyone watching, go on Twitter, tweet at MeUndies, get us a sponsorship, all right? We want those MeUndies, all right?
Straight
I
up.
want them to cup my balls.
So nicely.
We will do
Dude,
anything.
MeUndies are expensive. I was perusing their
they?
website.
Yeah, they are.
A 3-pack is $100.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Underwear should not cost that much, but god damn it, do I want to feel it on my thighs.
I have no idea what MeUndies are like, but I want them on my balls.
And I don't want to spend the money on that.
Don't say that. You want to tell people that you would spend the money on it, and then when they send you the free one, go, man, I'd pay 3 times as much for this.
Well, first
You
they
gotta
have to prove it to me. that they're
Aha,
that good.
there it is.
I'm a non-believer.
Here's the thing, we got to get in with them first, you know? We'll endorse your product after you sponsor us.
I'm an Agent Scully until you make me a Mulder.
Tyler,
X-Files.
no one gives a shit about your Bones references, all right?
Hashtag
That's X-Files. What?
Sure it is.
Don't
Sure
you
it is.
ever compare X-Files to Bones.
Same shit, different day.
Oh my God. Hashtag
You've never seen
Shapeless
either.
Undies.
You probably watched
Get it trending on
Supernatural,
Twitter. Jesus Christ. Back to the
far, man.
actual episode. Tori, I believe that we have an album to talk about.
We do. This October 2018's album of the month is going to be The Spark by Enter Shikari, my favorite band of all time.
Good.
And this
good.
is one of my favorite albums that they've put out. Well, it's really weird because all of their albums are so unique and different, but The Spark is their most recent album, and it is just so good. So good on so many levels, and we'll drop it in the description below, but there's also, they just released a 2-hour documentary on the making of The Spark. It's called Content 2.0. But yeah, I guess let's just start at Tyler. We'll move down the line and go.
Okay. So Enter Shikari is also one of my favorite bands. They are ridiculously, I don't even have a word for it. They're the only word I can muster up is they're ridiculously creative. You're never going to get the same thing from them twice, and that's very intentional. They don't want to make the same shit over and over and over. So anytime you get a new album from them, it's not oh, are they going to have a song like this or like this? It's going to be I'm going to have 11 to 15 new songs that sound nothing like anything they've ever done before.
Yeah.
And I think with The Spark specifically, when I first listened to it, I was like, I'm kind of on the fence. I've loved everything before this, and I'm not sure how to feel about this. And it's just because it's not so in your face, it feels like.
Yeah.
Even during the documentary, they were saying we've always said it before, but this time we forced ourselves to be more minimal. As much layering as they do, they kept it to a minimum.
Yeah.
So it wasn't because if you listen to their previous albums, you listen to their first through third album, it's just, they're all huge. They're all just I don't even know what's going on. There's 105
You're getting
layers.
punched in the face by every part of the song.
Is this their 4th album?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So they started off with self-titled, right?
I don't know if that's considered an album.
Is it not?
What's the or
Take to the Skies.
Take to the Skies,
Common Dreads.
Common Dreads.
The Minds. No. The one with the woods and the triangle in the woods. What the fuck is that one called?
Oh God.
Shit.
Dude,
They
what
had
the
that
fuck?
one.
Oh yeah, their fourth album. Shit.
Don't you say that. Don't you say that about Enter Shikari. I love them.
You just said it.
Why the fuck can't I think of that name?
I don't know.
Whatever it is. So this is the fifth.
No, because then
No.
that was the Minesweep and then the Spark. So this is their sixth album.
Okay.
Sixth album.
Because they've definitely kind of like made a sound for themselves.
Well, if
have
you listen
no-
to their other stuff,
other stuff?
nothing
Flash
sounds
Flood of Color.
Flash
Okay.
Flood of Color. That's what it
Because
was.
it's the dopest name ever.
Yeah, that's why we couldn't remember it. No, they're all super
so
good.
good. They're all so diverse. Like
Yeah,
they are the most diverse band that you will ever hear.
Yep.
And they're so against like making the same thing that they don't even do with like their live performances. They don't even perform the same song twice in the same way.
No.
They constantly are doing remixes or like
they do live
adding
remixes of
different
stuff on there and
parts
stuff,
or-
everything.
Yeah, they just
Yep.
completely change everything they do. And it's so unique and it's so interesting. So it's always really exciting when they come out with a new album.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not even to mention they're absolutely like the best live band on planet Earth.
Yeah,
they're stupid good.
Stupid good. I talked about it on one of the other podcasts, I think, for the one that you did for Foxing, where I talked about just how they utilize every minute that people are there to see them. They utilize even the sound check as like part of a story. Like
Yeah.
you're like, it's basically like, take my hand, we're going on a journey for the next 2-3 hours.
Yeah, and they're so fucking good.
Yeah.
But with the Spark, the more I listen to it, the more I like it. Like even as much as I like it now, like the more I listen to it, it's always fun to go back to because this definitely has a lot more like poppier sounding songs than before.
Yeah.
Like they go back to a chorus more often and like they kind of like even right away. It's almost like satirical pop music, I would say. The first
Yes.
song, Live
Yes.
Outside.
Yep.
Well, the second track, but like the first song, Live Outside, is like
Third track, second song.
Yeah. The Sights and Live Outside are both like almost satirically pop. Like
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
like so upbeat and happy that it's just like
The music video actually reflects that for
Yeah.
For Live Outside.
for Live Outside.
With the pills
yeah.
and stuff. Yep.
Yeah, the
Yep.
pills and the serum and the whatever.
and I love the idea with the album of like they're always really good at opening and closing albums.
Yeah.
Like they
They've
make every
always
one
had-
of their albums like
They've always had the most killer opening songs for their albums, and this is like definitely
always-
the most restrained one.
yes, because it's just synth sounds.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. But like they contain it into they do that really well. They contain their albums into one package.
Yep.
Because in this one they have first track is The Spark, which is like the synths kind of like starting up, and then The Embers is the last track, and the synths are like kind of cooling off and dying
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
which obviously is reflected by the names.
It's like pre-stretch and post-stretch for like a workout or something.
Yeah, exactly. And this album has like, I don't know, it's so weird because it's really like all of their albums, just like all over the place. Like it's got what I think to be like one of their coolest songs, which is Revolt of the Atoms, how it's like a big show tune.
Yep.
And I don't know, I like the places this album goes. I just think my only thing with this album is that Airfield is in a really weird placement in the album.
You think so?
I like the song, but I don't like the placement after Take My Country Back and before Rabble Rouser.
I think it was like, well, I mean, that's obviously intentional, but I think the way that like Airfield is one of the slowest and lowest songs on the album, and then it immediately hops into Rabble Rouser, which is made to be a fucking live song.
Yeah.
Like that's where you're in the fucking pit
think-
for that.
Yeah.
I think the coolest song is, though, Shinrin-yoku and then going into Undercover Agents.
Yep.
I think those two songs are really fucking cool and they work really well and they just kind of like burn into one another. Like you can't really separate them. I just think Shinrin-yoku is so cool because Rao Reynolds, one of the coolest motherfuckers on planet Earth.
Lead singer, Rao Reynolds.
Who's the lead singer of the album. Of the band. He's got
Just this
album.
one. Yeah, they just gave him a chance. He's usually the accordion player, but they were just
but
like, get up on the mic.
He has got the most dynamic voice ever.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty dynamic.
He there will be songs where all he does is just talk. There will be songs where he does pig squealing.
Yep.
There will be songs where he's like full on like belting like it's a show tune.
Yep.
And then he's also got a falsetto that's just ridiculous.
Yep.
Like he's so dynamic and it's not like a classically
Good voice.
good singing voice, but it works. And it's really good. Like you're never like, oh, this dude's a bad singer. Like how you listen to Foxing and you're like, I didn't like his voice. Like you'd never think that with Rao.
No.
Like he sounds good. It's just unconventional the way he usually
and
sounds.
that's a good way, like just in the wider context of Enter Shikari as a band, like they're very unusual. They're very not the classical.
They cannot be, and they do this actively. Like they actively try to do this. They're like, you cannot fit us into one genre. You cannot place us on a musical spectrum.
Yeah.
And we don't want you to ever do that.
Yeah.
So we are going to give you an all-out assault of like 40 different genres in one song, and you're going to be like, I don't even know what that was.
So it's kind of like
loved it.
It's kind of like Gorillaz in that aspect. Then,
Yeah,
too.
sort of. Yeah. Like for a while on iTunes, they were like categorized as like genre Enter Shikari.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
There was
You're like,
literally
damn.
no other.
Fucking John Apple was like, I don't know. I don't know what they are. He has to listen to everything that comes in. He's like, pop, country.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the band called? That's what they are.
Yeah. That is what they are though. Like
You should get another
they
one.
say at their like live shows, they're like, we're Enter Shikari. We are music's onslaught onto the genre defining radio stations. Like
Yeah.
they don't want to be grouped into a genre, and like honestly they are just some of the best songwriters because the way they incorporate like electronic elements, house elements, dubstep, full on rock, metal, hardcore, pop, folk style. Like I don't know how they incorporate all those elements, but Rao, who I think does a lot of their like demoing and like songwriting himself, like I think if you were to like look at him in like the fucking 1500s or whatever, like I think he would have been classified as like a musical genius because there's just like no way to have that understanding of how to incorporate all those elements and make them sound good. But yeah, The Spark, it's really good. Favorite track, probably Undercover Agents or Revolt of the Atoms. Least favorite track, man, I don't even know. Not because I don't like it, but just because I don't vibe with it as much as Take My Country Back.
All right.
That's my
Take.
hard and fast opinion.
Cool. So I didn't mesh with it as much as you guys did. It's good. I do like it. I need to get that out of the way so you don't beat the shit out of me.
No, and like it'd be understandable if you didn't. They're very weird to jump into.
Yeah. However, a lot of the elements of each of their songs is really, really good. Like the way they make sound is good.
That's what I meant to say as well. Their sound design is fucking ridiculous for this album. Like all the different like synth sounds that they created.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good like
really weird, unconventional, and
really
cool.
good square crunchy basses and then really good like filtered out triangle synths.
Yeah, like
Super
floating,
good.
like those, like the first, like the Spark and the Embers both have like super floaty sine waves,
almost
that are
like
just,
pads.
that are just like meshing. This is good.
So going through the track list, I didn't do. Did I do the first one? Yeah, no, I didn't do notes on like the opening
Spark
intro
or
and
the-
outro.
yeah, 'cause
the
they're just
intro and outro
instrumentals.
because they were like 50 seconds.
Yep.
But the sites, I loved the groove and the rhythms to that song. The rhythms were really, really good. I forget what video I was watching on YouTube, but I think it was like 8-Bit Music Theory or something like that. Excellent channel, by the way. And he had an episode on rhythm, and he kind of explained it as like music theory can only go so far because rhythm is involved. And rhythm has so many different permutations that is literally impossible to like,
because it's all feeling.
it's all feeling. It's a feeling. It's not musically like, it's not
like calculable.
Yeah, it's not calculable, and it's not structured like chords or notes would be. It's a feeling, right? And I really, really resonated with that mentality in the sites because it felt good.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily paying too much attention to like the chord structure, the notes in that instance. I was really focused on the rhythm in that song. Live Outside, I really liked the electronic elements. The electronic elements made that song, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it was like you said, it was kind of like the satirical kind of commentary on the pop industry or just some sort of industry in general.
It's like, I mean, it's just escapism.
Yeah.
It's just like,
that's a good
I mean,
way of
that's
putting it.
literally what the song's about. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
escaping out of your head. Like,
Yeah.
and then just, it just sounds like the way it sounds though is so like satirically pop. Like, it's just like, even the way he delivers the lines and like how like out there happy it sounds. Like no song should like unintentionally sound that happy.
it was like a way to like Trojan horse in this. Like, okay, what's like pop songs make a lot of money because they're designed to make you feel happy when you listen to them. But let's like put in this really good lyrical message in with there, and let's put the Shikari spin on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The other, like, I mean, with you talking about rhythm, the other like thing that I forgot to mention with Enter Shikari is rhythm takes lead in a lot of their songs because Rob Rolfe, who's the drummer, is what I genuinely believe he is like the best drummer out there.
Yeah.
Like he is
Stupid good.
stupid good. Like you watch any of their live performance videos or like you watch him just doing drum solos and like just the way he writes, like the way he matches, you know, like he basically writes the songs because like he'll get like a harmony and he'll like write the rhythm to it. And it's like he's the backbone of that band with like his rhythm section. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the satirical kind of feeling that we all got from Live Outside, I'll get to it, but Rabble had a very similar feeling to me, and I'll get to that. But going to Take My Country Back, good energy and a message that didn't feel heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's called Take My Country Back, and the lyrics are all about like, hey, everything sucks, let's do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
And
but it didn't
like very obvious message of like how the Brexit slogan was like take your country back. And he's just I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to take it back. I want to take it forward.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like
good play.
The again, it wasn't heavy-handed though. It wasn't like, hey, vote my way or you're dumb, right?
Yeah.
And then going on to Airfield, the ballad, you know, energy of it, really, really good because it like the album was ramping up at that point.
Yep.
The Airfield brought it back down again, but in the middle of the song, it ramps back up and then goes down again.
Yep.
So even in that one song, it's got this kind of waveform to the energy, which is really good for an album.
It does have a really good build.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now that we're onto Rabble, I feel like this is a satirical take on EDM and EDM culture.
I think it's on modern rock.
Really?
Actually,
It's
I think
because
he
they're
confirmed
very
it is.
much they like if I think you should like look into Enter Shikari. Like, and I mean, it's kind of hard because like Tori and I have both been following Enter Shikari since like 2010.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, this is your first introduction to them.
Yeah.
They like every single member of the band also has like a side project where they're like a house DJ or like they do EDM music. Like they are very like if you go back to their previous albums, they're much more electronic than this.
Yeah.
Like they are.
And they're more like housey electronic. This is like the most like mellowed kind of like not abrasive version of it.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is the least abrasive like electronic song they've ever had, and just a super dope. Like how you were saying with that fucking electronic like melody, the doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, and the way that that's produced is very, very similar to a lot of like these bass thumper DJs that are making rounds on like music festivals and stuff. Like, do you remember Martin Garrix's
No.
Animals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the fucking animals. Yeah. Like when that song came out, he was 17 when he made that. Yeah, that's
Probably poor.
But if you look at the way the song is made, really simple, like like to a fault simple, right?
Yep.
And just in my realm of music listening, Deadmau5 hates that shit, right? And at the Ultra Music Festival where Martin Garrix played like the day before him, Deadmau5 went up there and in the middle of his set started building up Animals. And everyone's like, wait, what the fuck is happening? Fuck yeah, let's go. And the build was going, and when it dropped, it was just a 4/4 kick with heavy, heavy bass. So the crowd was like going, right? Because that's what these songs are
that's
made
what
for.
the people want.
It's just bass, right?
Yeah.
But on top, instead of the Animals like melody, it was Old MacDonald Had a Farm. And he's in front of a crowd of, at least 200 people. And he's standing up there like, yeah, as this song is going. God, it's so funny.
That's fucking funny.
But yeah, that's kind of how it felt to me because this song was like building and like the lyrics even are like, here comes the thing or whatever it was. And then when it dropped, I just felt like it's all
like a
went
letdown.
away. It's a letdown, yeah. Because you're right, it is a live song because as good as your headphones were, they were amazing, by the way. As good as they were, they can't capture the rumbling.
No,
like
the headphones have
heart
no
palpitations of a subwoofer at a concert.
No, these headphones have no low end.
Really?
Like they're not meant to listen to low end. They're meant to like basically chop the low end out.
Yeah, gross. But yeah, like that's how it felt for me is because when I'm listening to like, Animals or any other big EDM song of the time, just because I'm curious as to what it sounds like, you don't feel that rumble, right?
Yeah.
But when I'm listening to Deadmau5 in my headphones, like he makes his music so like even if you're listening to headphones, you get the whole picture, right? Because you're like, enveloped in this space.
Yeah.
For modern EDM, you're there for the experience and the chest thumping, right?
Yeah.
But when you go to a Deadmau5 show and get the whole picture on your body instead of just your ears, it just makes it so much better.
Yeah, you feel it. Like you literally feel it.
Rabble Rouser is meant to be like the Rouse take on like I thought the age of like rock stars was over.
Yeah.
And it's
like said in the documentary, like we thought the age of rock stars was over and now we just like that's why the opening line is I torture rock stars with pliers.
they're so stock I wouldn't be shocked if I opened them up to see wires.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically just saying like rock stars are fucking dumb.
They just I'll just make some music and be
crowd
famous.
pleaser.
It's
Yeah.
not like I want to connect with people through this medium that we all understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's like even the lyrics and like the chord progression are like on like a never-ending scale, like that kind of like scale where it's like it's all dominant chords. So it's like, where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere, and we're here. Okay, this was
And it's like the same energy level again.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Yeah.
Then on to Shinrin.
Yep.
For me, I thought it was a little out of place. It felt
Really?
so different to everything else that I had heard this far.
It is. Yeah, it is.
That like I love when people do that in music though. Is like on an album they just throw something in there, right? Like I love Gorillaz for that. They'll just throw something in there and it's like, all right, we're here now, I guess. And it turns out, it's good. Like this is a good song, but for me it just felt out of place on the album.
What'd you think of that drum solo in Shinrin-yoku, though?
It was good.
Yeah.
Shinrin-yoku was like the song that when they were like looking for producers and stuff for the album, they were like, no matter what, you're not taking, this is this one song that will be on the album for sure. Yep.
Really? That's interesting.
So I wonder if that's maybe why you got that feeling. I was like, it
Maybe.
feels out of place because they were like, we're not budgeting. This is a song that we need to make.
Yeah. Then moving on to Undercover. So one of the themes that we've like kind of discussed about this album is that it's a satirical take, or it feels like a satirical take on the pop industry, right? And it only deepens because this song has a 21 Pilots feel to me, and that's not a bad thing.
I like 21 Pilots.
Yeah, 21 Pilots they're fine. I don't listen to them all the time, but they're fine. I like their songs off and on. So like the breakbeat shit that would come in every so often in this song, it was good, and the drumming was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Especially in this song. And then onto Revolt of the Atom. This felt like Muse a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah?
It's theatrical.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Muse's whole thing is like, I'm just making things big.
It's like Muse is kind of like the like human embodiment of like a magician, kind of like opening their cloak.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, huzzah!
Yeah.
I bet you didn't see that coming. Was this your card?
Yeah, that's
I just
how
want to
it
touch
is.
on Undercover Agents for 1 second.
Sure.
That's the most like feel good song I think they've ever made. Like not like you know, like kind of like the Sights and Live Outside, like uppity happy.
Yeah.
Like very much so like it just felt good.
Yeah.
Like that ending guitar solo is
Yeah.
just so good.
Yep.
So one of the criticisms I have of Revolt of the Atom and a couple of songs on this album is that the songwriting, not necessarily the instrumentation songwriting, but the lyric writing felt a little weak to me. There's a lot of, like, there's a chorus, obviously, but the chorus feels a little repetitive to me. And you listen to Deadmau5 and you complain about repetitivity, whatever. That's not what this music is for. Deadmau5's music is in a different category than this. You just need to get that out of here.
Don't need to justify it. That's okay.
Yeah, it's just like when I hear the same like sentence or phrase over and over and over again in a chorus, it just gets a little grating to me. And
It maybe I think I get what you're saying. Like I think the song maybe just hangs out for a little bit
Yes,
too long.
yes.
Like where it's like almost in the 5-minute range. It could have been in like the 3-minute, 30-second range.
yeah, or like the 4-minute range, somewhere
Yeah,
around
just kind of
there,
like
yeah.
cut out a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
It just felt like it hung on the chorus a little too long for me.
Yeah.
Then the next song is an ode to what?
Lost Jigsaw Pieces.
Okay, I just wrote down an ode quickly. So this is another Muse-ish kind of song where there's a lot of power and a lot of orchestral stuff, and again the emotion curve of the song is just up and down with the energy and the
By
feeling.
the end, like that powerful, he's like, it's screaming, but it's not like asking Alexandria,
like a desperate-
but it's like a desperate, like I'm pleading and screaming for help. Like,
yeah.
I love an ode to lost jigsaw pieces.
Me too.
For the strings that come in at the end because
orgasmic.
you cannot like whenever strings show up on like a really like kind of monumental piece like this where they bring because it built up and they had so much going on and then they kind of like do a steep drop off and then it's just strings like in pieces like that like you cannot do electronic strings like that.
Yeah.
Like you can always feel when it's real strings. Like strings are the thing that like as good as we are at like replicating things in electronic music now, like strings are like the one instrument where it's just like this can't be replicated because it's so many like it's how hard you're pushing and how like the angle and like speed you're bowing.
Yeah,
like,
that's one of the things that's taught to you as a strings player, because I was a violinist for like 11, 12 years. And that's one of the things that it is so hard to get down.
It's
just
feeling.
It is a very
like all string pieces.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you go on like Apple Music or Spotify and you like you search Beethoven pieces or something. And then like, there's like 5 different options for like Beethoven played by like a 40-piece string orchestra. All of them are going to sound completely different because like strings are like so up to interpretation from the players. Like, how am I playing this?
Yeah.
Yeah. It brings a very human element into it.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the Bach double?
No.
It's a piece that has 2 violinists, I think a violist, and
That's The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
and a harpsichord. Good shit. I learned how to play that when I was younger. I'll send it to you.
The double.
The Bach double. Yeah.
The Bach double.
So yeah, that's my thoughts and opinions on
Favorite
the
song?
Spark. Favorites? Probably the sights. The sights. I just loved the rhythm so much in that song.
Yeah. So, I mean, just my thoughts on, like, I love this. I love Enter Shikari. It's like seeing their growth and progression through every album is so good. If you're new to it, watch the documentary that accompanies it, because it can give you a wider appreciation for it that you might not have if you haven't been following them. If the Spark is going to be your first album with them, I mean, it's so good. I love the way he writes music. Rao writes music in such a unique way. Like, his lyrics are so, like, I miss you, like modern mainstream music misses a
original metaphor for missing someone.
Yeah, it's like it somehow is like the least pretentious thing. Like, that's
a really good way of,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It doesn't come across that way, but if you were to if someone else were to say it, you'd be like, you fucking dick. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Rao says it, and he's like, yeah, it's sort of just like, you know, it's like missing someone, but original metaphor or whatever. And you're fuck, you're cool, man.
And I think the reason it feels that way is intent. Because, like, with intent, someone pretending to be pretentious comes off as pretentious.
Yeah.
But with the intent of this music, it doesn't come off as shitty.
Yeah, they care so much, and it just comes through in their music, and they're unique, and they love to push the limits, and they're not afraid to go, you know what, we're going to do Airfield, a really slow song that builds. By the way, the ending line to Airfield, when the wind's against you, remember this in sight, that's the optimal condition for birds to take flight. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, Jesus, Tori, you got cum all over the table.
I gooed, Tyler.
They're like, if I don't know, like, Enter Shikari is one of the bands where I would, like, I always kind of do this, but, like, I always recommend going in chronological order of their albums, just so you can, like, witness how much they change over the course of every album. Actually, you know what? You could say fuck it and do it completely wrong order. You could do 3, 5.
You're gonna
2,
see that they
1,
change.
6.
Like, that's the important thing. Is like, you'll see that no album is the same, but especially like in this one, like, there's a through line that you can feel kind of throughout the album, and there's like they're pushing these things in, like, these meanings, like, you know, they go from Airfield to Rabble Rouser, which is crazy.
Like, socially conscious album is the way they put it.
You mean,
like,
in terms of, like, pushing a message?
Yeah, in terms of, like, pushing a message, this is their, like, least
and
pushing a message.
It still is.
Yeah,
slightly,
sometimes,
but it's more like track by track.
But, like, you listen to Common Dreads, and that whole album is like, all right, welcome to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
Common Dreads is very much like, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. We're going to talk about climate change. We're going to talk about government, like, fucking foreign wars. We're going to talk about a bunch of shit.
Yeah. But I can't recommend it enough, because it's one of those things that, I mean, I can understand if it's going to rub people the wrong way. So, like, but it's definitely worth a shot, because if they connect with you, every album they make is going to connect with you.
Yeah.
So if you like it, you're in for a 6-album treat.
And if you like their albums and you're like, oh, I'm really into this,
buy them at MeUndies.com.
Check out their their YouTube is, like, stocked. Like, they have so much shit on there. Yeah. Like, their YouTube channel, like, you can go back and see, like, live performances from, like, 2005. Mm-hmm. Like, they upload their live stuff, like, regularly. So it's really cool. Like, they are actually, like, I'm not into, like, watching live performances, because a lot of times it's, like, dumbed down.
Right, yeah.
But, like, their live performances, like, that's what they make the music for, almost, is what it seems. They're like, okay, now how are we going to play this live? And they take it as, like, a challenge, and they bring like a weird energy to it, and it's so cool.
They bring an insane energy to it, so they're worth seeing live. It's worth watching all of their extra stuff. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys said it all, and I chipped in on that stuff. I just want to see her favorite song, Jesus. I love the sights, and I love Shinrin-yoku, and Rebel Rouser, and Undercover Agents.
just keep going.
And
I love the album. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. I love Enter Shikari.
But is it your favorite Enter Shikari album of all time?
I don't know.
That's tough.
That is tough. I don't know.
Is this their most recent album?
This is their
Yes.
most recent.
Just came out
last
like
year.
September of last year.
Yeah, I saw it was like November, whatever, on the YouTube video. So I'd listen to their newest stuff too. So let me know when their new album comes out, or if they make a new album, and I'll listen.
They
to
It
it.
better.
probably won't. It probably won't be for like 3
Well,
years.
yeah, obviously.
They're busy boys.
All right.
By then, you'll be dead. Long dead.
What?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, three of the 4 are like married now, and like one has a couple kids. So like they're getting up there in age. Like they've been a band since 2003. They've been doing it for 15 years.
Killing it still.
Killing it. Absolutely fucking jabbing it.
So that's The Spark. Check it out. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
It'll
Thanks.
be in the description and on screen.
Yeah.
probably,
What I really want to encourage is if you watch the podcast, like the Album of the Month podcasts, like even if you're not sure, just like listen to the album or like give it a chance and then let us know what you think. Like even if you only get 3 songs in and you're like, I hated it, just say it in the comments. Like just kind of like
Just say it, all right, coward.
no, but just like no, I'd be really interested to hear like more opinions. Like you don't have to type up a whole paragraph, but even just like an acknowledgement, like, hey, I listened and liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
All right.
Please talk to us.
We need a friend.
Please.
We really do. We really
Desperate
do.
cry.
Please.
All right. So
I'll sign anything and send it to you.
moving on the
Please.
podcast, I brought a special treat
You did.
for the boys.
Ooh, Daddy, is it your cummies?
No. So a little backstory. My uncle works at a Wrigley factory, and at the Wrigley factory,
Is this the one that touched you?
God damn it! Stop this narrative that I got touched by like 30 different people as a kid.
Simultaneously.
Anyway, so he works at a Wrigley factory, and they have a room full of like
Kids.
they have a room full of like slightly defective product,
Kids.
right?
So they can't say.
So like something didn't get wrapped right or whatever, and the employees are allowed to just like take a bunch of shit, right? So my uncle brought me these Skittles called Sweet Heat. They are spicy Skittles. Now I've had these before; these two have not. So this is their first genuine experience.
to like get see which one I want to try?
I want a red one. I want a red one.
So
Okay, so let me
thi-
go through the colors.
Please do.
What were you gonna say?
so the thing about these is, like, I don't want to ruin the experience for you, but for me, they're not that spicy. And like one of them, you're not going to get the heat. You have to take like a handful to get the heat.
Which one is that?
Huh?
Which one is that? The one that you have to take a handful to get the heat?
Just
All of them. The Skittles.
all
the
of them.
Skittles.
Okay, so pink.
Find all the yellow ones and take a handful of them.
So pink is called sizzling strawberry. Red is fiery watermelon. Kind of like the yellowish orange is blazing mango. Orange is flaming orange, and yellow is lemon
gay
spark.
as fuck.
Lemon Spark. Band name, I call it.
I think you should take a yellow one, Tori, in honor of the spark.
Oh,
I want a mango one.
sure, go for it. So
Except I can't tell which ones are off orange and which ones are orange.
I don't want to do this.
just do it.
Okay.
It's not actually that spicy.
Tyler.
Come on, I gotta
Tyler, find your Skittle. You're like that annoying person at the movie theater just digging around in their bag of candy.
Okay, I found a mango one.
You ready?
Tay, you want one?
Yeah, I'm gonna take like a couple.
Fuck it. Give me like 4 more.
Sure.
I just
Yeah.
want mango ones.
You need the
Tyler,
You need the full experience.
Will you stop it?
So you can
Taste the goddamn rainbow, would ya?
You can take one to start with, just to get like a flavor palette, I guess. But then you got to take the whole handful because that's when it gets hot.
I'm going all the way in.
All right, let's go. Ready? 3,
1,
2, 1. It also doesn't get hot until like the back of your throat. But otherwise, they're nummy. Yeah.
The blazing mango is really good. Ooh, I just got the heat.
It tastes like Skittles.
No, but
Exactly.
swallow it then. And then you get the, that's what Tay was saying. Once you swallow it, then you get the,
I don't swallow, boy.
You got a Skittle spittoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's weird because it's not like
It's not like
it's not, it's
not
like
pepper
literally hot in the way that where it's like it feels like your throat feels after you drink some coffee. It's like it doesn't feel like spicy.
Yeah, it doesn't
like
feel
a
like
hot sauce.
chili hot. Yeah.
No, it's like a dry rub hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad.
So
I
those
thought these
are-
were going to be gross. These are
Yeah,
good.
no,
These are good.
These are spicy Skittles. I don't know if they're in America because there's like French on it.
To be honest,
So it might be Canadian.
we've been holding on to this bag of spice. Well, you've been holding on to this bag of spice
Yeah.
since podcast episode 1 when we didn't even have cameras or a
Shit,
set.
was it really one?
Yep. And you were like, I'm going to bring this. It was when I remember you going like, ah, shit, I forgot him again. When we still had, when we were pushed against this wall right here and we had nothing on this table and we had like 2 cameras that didn't have similar color profiles and all that shit.
Yo, dog, I'm gonna keep it real with you. These are good as fuck.
I'm glad you like them.
Those are good.
All right.
These are good as fuck.
Well done. Well done.
Sweet. Okay. Next topic. I want to talk.
Intern, buy us some more spicy Skittles.
Also bring Tay another Corona. Yes, right now.
I shouldn't have another Corona.
You want another one?
No, I
I'll get you another one.
I shouldn't.
You want another one?
I need
He'll
to,
get you another one.
I need to drive immediately after the podcast.
Where are you going?
That's all right.
I have a swim meet that my sister is going to. That I'm
You just got to be good at it.
What, drinking and driving?
Yeah.
I'm honestly a better driver when I'm drunk. It was the one time I was driving with you. The one time I was driving with you,
Yeah.
like I kept fucking up and making mistakes. I wasn't drunk or anything, and then I turned to Tori and I'm like, "Sorry, I'm a lot better driver when I'm." And then I got distracted, and Tori was like, "Drunk?"
Sober. I'm a lot better driver when I'm sober.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I had a friend. We went down to Kansas City as a big Wisconsin troop to this event that was unlimited alcohol for $20 for like 3 hours. So we got wasted, right?
Hold on, Tay. Before you continue, I don't want to interrupt you. I just want to say this: when you say Wisconsin troop, I immediately think the KKK. Continue.
That's the Louisiana troop.
So we get down there, right,
Roll
and
Tide.
we're having lunch with like the people who are throwing the event. Because that's how we were going, is because I knew the people who were running the event. And we had lunch with them beforehand, and my friend goes, "Oh, I'm not old enough to drink. I'm gonna be the drunk driver." And we also look at him and go, "Do you mean designated driver?" And he's like, "What did I
Pulls out a
say?"
flask.
So
Just
funny.
starts tipping her back. Yeah.
So funny.
Imagine explaining that to a cop. No. I'm the drunk driver. Sir, step out of the vehicle.
No,
You don't understand. They're drunk passengers, but I'm the drunk driver.
I drive the drunks.
Sir, have you been drinking?
You want one?
So, get these Skittles out of my face. One of the things that I wanted to talk about on this podcast is the channel itself, honestly.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
We have gone, not exponentially, but we have gotten a huge, influx of people checking out our shit. And
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
We went up almost 100 subscribers in 2 months.
Yeah, and,
which took us 3 years previously to get to 100.
yeah, and we're
So-
not gonna boast about it and be like, "Oh, look at us." I
mean,
just
'cause
think it's incredible.
It's still nothing, but it's really nice to see. We like doing it, so we put a lot of effort and a
Yeah.
lot of our time into it. And it just feels good when people watch it.
Exactly,
Or if
exactly.
people comment on it, it's like, thank you. I appreciate that because we put
Thanks,
a lot
Omnic.
of work. Thank you.
Yeah.
Omnic, thank you. We put a lot of work into our stuff, so it's just cool when people comment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you get 70 views. You're like, it feels pretty cool.
It feels super great, and I think one of the biggest things that have contributed to this influx is the daily content. It has to be
we haven't seen growth like that until we started doing
exactly
Once we started doing Zelda.
Yeah, and Zelda brought it up. You guys are doing Dream Daddy now. That looks really good.
And future stuff to come.
Future stuff to come.
If you have games you want us to play, let
yes,
us know.
absolutely. And
We'll
Tori,
probably just end up playing what we like anyway.
yeah, and Tori, you and I have to sit down and do a series again because
We do.
I dipped out of Zelda pretty quick because of scheduling conflicts and then never
Yes.
came back.
It's okay. Recently opened up again. We'll hop right back into something.
Absolutely.
That's because we had the joke that you were dead.
Oh, did you make that joke? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
You don't watch? You're not one of the views? We could have had 7 views.
Yes. The joke that you're dead. Sorry, kid.
Well,
Nothing
jokes on you. The bullets will hit each other and bounce out, and I'll be fine.
God damn it. That's rock solid science right there.
Tori, punch the numbers. Punch the numbers.
But yeah, Tyler, is there anything?
My God.
Is there anything you want to talk about
Tay's
about the channel?
invincible.
That'd be cool.
Tyler, I got something. Unless you got something.
You got something. You go for something. God, these Skittles are fucking phenomenal.
Okay. These two. Which one?
Which ones?
This one or this one?
About the channel?
No.
I like the second one, the lower one.
You get to choose one superpower. Any superpower.
Flight.
Well, fuck you.
Well, you can have it too if that's what you want.
No.
Well, what about something like, God, flight sounds good, but what about like invincibility or invisibility?
No, invisibility's dumb.
So, like,
what am
what-
I gonna do? The ultimate pranks?
Yeah.
Spy on the girls' locker room.
No, I want to fucking fly. It's such an easy answer for me every time someone asks, "What superpower?" Flight. Duh.
What if
You're
you
a
could
fucking
shoot
idiot if you
webs?
choose anything else.
From your wrist.
You know what kind of encompasses all superpowers?
Money.
Yeah.
Boom! Got him. Well, Bezos got us all, let's be honest. But
Boom. Absolutely fucking roasted the libs.
No, what encompasses all superpowers, in my opinion,
Is love.
go.
Would you let me fucking finish a sentence?
My goal is to never let you finish one complete sentence.
is
We're good at it.
fucking God. Is tell.
Very good at it.
Damn it! Fuck! Is the
The
ability
power of love heals
to
all
stop time.
wounds.
because
Whoa, that's a good point.
yeah, because what do you like about flying, right? The sense of being free and getting to places quickly. Yeah, well, boom, time stopped. I can walk to Chicago. Boom, no time has passed.
Yes, Tyler from the press pool.
That wouldn't matter to me because if I stopped time, I would still somehow be late.
That's
I will
true.
always be like, because I would stop time and then be like, oh, I have a fucking infinite amount of time. And then I would like do whatever. I could drive over here, like stop time, drive over here, somehow still be late. Or I would lose track of time, even though I can stop time and then stop time too late to the point where I'm already
You're
late.
like, I'll be there at 4:00 and it's like 4:45 and you're like, fuck.
Stop time. I'm still 45 minutes late.
What if you could reverse time? You could just go all the way back to the Mesozoic area. Area?
Of the zoo?
Back then they had it, you know what I mean? Back 2015
I'd still wanna fly.
years ago when kids were riding dinosaurs to Bible camp.
I'd still want to fly
Yeah.
So with time stop though,
because flying is fun.
You know that for a fact? You flew before?
no, that he didn't want to say anything there. He
I
was
know.
just cutting me off.
I'm listening.
Thank you, Tori. With time stop though, you'd be an excellent fighter too. Someone throws a punch at you, stop time right here, walk behind them, deck them in the head.
So you're saying this is
How
Click
often are
the
you in-
movie?
How often
Fuck.
are you in fights?
well, if you're a superhero,
I
But no, I'm not saying you're a superhero. You just have a superpower.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I've thought about, like, I think I had this conversation with someone when the Spider-Man game came out for PS4. If I ever got like superpowers or something, no part of me would feel compelled to be like, I gotta save the city. Like, I have to put myself in harm's way to save the city. I think the fuck not. I'm doing it completely selfishly. No part of me wants to be like, kids are about to be hit by a bus. Whoosh. I'm just gonna be like, oh, that sucks. I gotta go to class.
That fucking sucks. It's because you have no empathy. You're a sociopath.
You are a sociopath.
You guys are teasing me because you know I want to talk about it, and you're just like,
I don't know enough about it. Never seen any of it.
exactly. See, you
Look,
guys are doing
Tyler,
it on purpose.
I'm not a weeaboo. I don't watch anime like you.
You've watched more anime than I ever have.
Is that true?
I don't think so.
I have seen one season of Attack on Titan. I watched Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh! As a child. That's the only anime other than like movies. Like
Ghibli. Like
I've seen like 2 Ghibli movies and then the one dude who made Your Name. I've seen like
Well,
3
you
movies from him.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
that's
not
it.
not counting movies. Yeah, all I've seen was I watched Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I've seen Death Note and Ajin.
Haven't you seen Sword Art Online?
No.
Oh, God. Don't watch that show.
Okay, so you've watched more shows than I have, though. Because I only had the 1 season of Attack on Titan.
Meanwhile, I'm over here just the biggest
You're-
fucking
You're like, I haven't
You're
seen
over
anything
here just
but
like-
anime.
You're like, how big of an anime weeb are you? Ooh woo. Okay, that answers it.
Didn't you start out the podcast by saying ooh woo?
Yeah, bitch. So you're lying to us?
Who's the fattest weeb here? It's Tyler. Weight wise. Get on Weight Watchers, you fat fuck.
That's not nice.
I started going to the gym, and boy, let me
Sick,
tell
dude.
you, like my arm, like I can't put my arm straight right
Boy,
now.
are my arms tired.
No,
Man,
but like
I gotta say, Tori, that this high-fiving shit, like bullying Tyler, it feels good to be on the giving end instead of receiving.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it now.
you're usually on the receiving end, but we'll let you give it this time. I was holding my vape. No, no, like I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna get fucking ripped. I'm a gym bro. Like, I just don't want to like get old and then like not be able to like fucking go upstairs and shit, or I don't want to weigh like 400 fucking pounds. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll like go to the gym sometimes and like run or like just try and get like stronger, like physically stronger.
like tone up.
That's not like I don't go to the gym, but I just do like I'll just do stuff at my house like a couple times a week that's like basically like I don't want to lose the very little muscle I have. So it's like
fair.
Yeah.
I'll just do 3 reps of like push-ups. I have like a rep or fucking whatever bar
Bowflex.
I have a Bowflex
by Chuck
by-
Norris.
by John Bowflex. Watch our video about it. We were sponsored by Bowflex actually.
were.
Yes,
We were.
that was a
But going to a gym is weird.
Well, obviously.
Like, it's just like I saw an old dude there. Like he had to be
he
like
hot?
60 or 70.
just swinging a hammer or what?
Like he was like balding. Like, no, not hot, but like,
Was it Jeff Bezos?
no, he was just kind of fucking jacked. But it was just like,
Was Hugh Jackman?
yeah, it was like looking at it though. You're almost just like ashamed to be there. Like
That's-
the gym gives you like this inherent feeling of shit. Like I would never be able to go to a gym by myself.
Yeah.
That's just something I'd never be able to do. Like going to a gym is so intimidating because you almost feel like everyone's watching me, but then you realize no one gives a fuck.
It's intimidating in the fact that like you're so new to it, and even though like I guess you can't really be bad at it unless you're like taking the fucking dumbbells and throwing them or something like that. Like, but you're just like, I haven't built up anything yet. So you're trying to like, okay, I'm going to start out with the bench press, and you're like, okay, I'm barely putting anything on there. And by rep 6, my arms are shaking, and like you can tell my dominant arm because that one's rising
Yep.
quicker and stuff like that. And it's like, that's why you're there, but it just feels bad.
Yeah, it feels bad because then like you
why,
feel like
yeah.
everyone's watching, but no one cares. Like everyone's just doing their own fucking thing. So this buff ass 70-year-old dude who's like doing that arm machine that's
Yeah.
like that, and he's fucking killing it. He's got like 250 pounds on there.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, I'm gonna die soon.
Yeah.
But I want to look good in that casket.
That's why I like lap swimming a lot. It's because
Yeah.
it works a lot of muscles and everything, but it
Every
doesn't
muscle,
have,
arguably.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just doesn't have the same kind of air as a weight room. It's just, I don't know. It's what I grew up on, so.
Yeah.
Plus, swimming's more fun than lifting weights.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
10 out of 10. No argument.
Yeah. I mean, I would
I love
to.
splishing and splashing with my boys.
Is it not super easy to find excuses not to work out though? Like,
Oh,
dude,
it's so easy.
Oh, yeah.
Since
Like,
since
I'm just, like,
May, I've
really
been
tired.
like, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna this summer, like the weather's nice because we're in Minnesota, where fucking 10 months out of the year it's shitty 30 below temperatures. But I'm like, you know what? This summer, I'm gonna start just getting up in the morning and adding a jog to my routine because I don't mind jogging, but it's just like time and stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
then I haven't done it at all yet, and it's because I'm like, you know, like I have like a morning routine. Like we've talked about like how my mornings are really sacred to me and stuff. So I'm like, it's like my morning routine is to like wake up, get in the way. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not.
That's
one thing.
My hair isn't done yet. When am I going to put on a hat? I don't have a running hat. You know what I mean?
One of my things with it is like I always overestimate how much time something is going to take, whether it be working out or anything. And like even like a 5-minute phone call will be like, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. I can wait till like noon. It's like I can just get it done with, but I don't.
That's different though. Phone calls are from phone calls are for Satan
an
only.
example.
I think that's where like going to a gym is actually like really helpful though.
We
like,
get it, Tyler. You work out.
Shut up. As opposed to like just going for a jog, because when you're outside and everything, like it's a lot of that kind of like workspace mentality. Like when you're outside, you're going like, oh, well, I mean, I guess I don't like need to like go like a full mile or something. Like I can just turn around and go back to the house. It's fine. Or like when you're at home, you're like, well, I got other stuff to do. Like the kitchen's looking pretty messy, so I'll stop after this one. But like when you're in the environment, it's like, okay, well, there's nothing else to do, so I might as well fucking do this while I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, so you give yourself like an hour and a half there, and you're just like, okay, well, I mean, there's nothing else to do here. This is the one thing to do, so like, I better fucking do it.
That's fair.
You know, or you could just jog like to the outro.
Dude. How smooth was that?
Less smooth now.
Yeah, the best the way to ruin a segue is to call out how good the segue was.
Should have got you another Corona.
Well, thank you for listening to Baseless Claims or viewing it if you're on YouTube. Go ahead and leave us a comment anywhere that you want to or can find, and we'll be sure to respond to you. Reach out to any one of us on Twitter. Our tweets. Our Twitters are down below.
All of our tweets posted
All of
below.
our tweets.
And mine are so good, guys. I'm so funny on
Oh my
Twitter. You should
God.
follow me on
I
Twitter.
know you think that,
Jesus.
so yeah.
I retweet a bunch of bullshit. Tori's
Not
good.
active at all.
No, he runs the Shapeless shit.
Yeah, but I don't tweet anything outside of Shapeless stuff. But you can reach me on Twitter. You can
Yes,
call
you
me,
can-
beat me if you want to reach me. So
Whoa. I just got hit with a huge wave of nostalgia there.
oh yeah, Kim Possible?
Yeah, dude.
She can get it.
Yeah.
She's like 15.
Ooh.
Is that true?
Yeah.
She's in high school.
How old is she now?
Doesn't even younger now. Now that they're making the live action, she's even younger. I think she's in middle school.
Ooh.
I meant
it's like
she
an
could
origin
get like
story.
her diploma if she works really hard.
Good save. Anyway, thank you so much for attending.
All right, I'm doing the outro from now on.
I didn't need another
I'm doing the
Corona.
outro from now on. Jesus.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
I don't want to be here.
I didn't know it was a kid.